What's up, YouTube? I hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today, we're going to try something a little bit different than what I typically do on the show. Normally, I'm doing time-lapse videos of feedings and that type of stuff. But today, what I want to do is I want to show you my top 5 favorite animals that I have here at the shop. Alright, so the animal that comes in 5th place, I kind of had to cheat a little bit on this one, because I really couldn't just pick one. I absolutely love Pac-Man Frogs. There are 3 in my collection that I was able to narrow it down to that really are just my true favorites, but honestly, I couldn't pick just one of them. So let's go take a look at these frogs. Alright guys, so this is one of my top 3 favorite Pac-Man Frogs right here. It is a 4-spot patternless, and if you have heard me talk about what my goals are when it comes to breeding Pac-Man Frogs again, then you know that this is definitely a frog that is going to play a big role in my future breeding. I can't wait to see this go to a strawberry, and hopefully start reducing the pattern on a strawberry to see if we can get that better red. Now, speaking of strawberries, this next one I want to show you is beautiful. Check out this strawberry. This thing is absolutely incredible. I don't think the camera is going to do it justice, but this is one of the better strawberries I have seen in my career. And when I came across these at the original Grand Rapids Expo, I couldn't pass it up. I really wish I could really show you how red this thing is, but it's just not necessarily coming through with the camera. But this is definitely something that I'm wanting to breed to that 4-spot Pac-Man Frog that I just shown you, just to see if we can reduce that pattern and make that red come out even more, or be more predominant. So I'm really excited for the future of my Pac-Man Frogs. This guy is definitely going to play a great role and be one awesome breeder. This next Pac-Man Frog I'm going to show you is really kind of unique. He has one fully black eye and one normal eye, which is really kind of a cool thing to see. Now, I have seen other breeders show pictures of all black eyes on their Pac-Man Frogs, which is really cool. So it's kind of nice to see more new morphs start to pop out and see what we can do with them in the future. Because Pac-Man Frogs, in my opinion, are one of the most underrated pets you can have. Yes, they're not a frog that you're going to want to handle, but they truly are a rewarding pet to have, and only people that have a Pac-Man Frog can really understand that. So if you've never had a Pac-Man Frog, go get one. You're going to love it. Alright, so number 4 on my list is actually going to be this Gargoyle Gecko right here. It is a red striped Gargoyle Gecko, and it's from a bloodline that I worked many years to get it to where he is at. And the other thing that I absolutely love about him is, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but he actually has red above each eye, which makes it look like he has eyebrows, which just cracks me up. And I think it's just one of the cooler things that I had come out of this bloodline that I worked with. So this is definitely my number 4 right here. This red striped gargoyle with red eyebrows. Alright, so number 3 on my list is Eartha. She is a jungle jag carpet python, and she truly is the kind that, when I first saw one of these in a magazine, I was like, I gotta have one. This was a dream snake for so very long. That vibrant yellow and black just really sets it off for me to where it's unreal beautiful. I got this one in on a trade. Actually, this isn't the one that I originally got from the gentleman, but because the first one he gave me ended up being a male, and I wanted a female, he ended up going through his whole collection, and the only other female he had was this one, and it actually was a baby at the time instead of a sub-adult. So I took it anyways, and I'm so glad he did hook me up with it because this snake is just beautiful. It's like the dream jungle jag carpet python that I've always wanted. So I'm so stoked to have her in my collection. Her name is Eartha. She is a phenomenal snake. Eartha is named after actually the actress who played the very first Catwoman with the 1966 Batman Adam West series, if I do remember correctly, and that is why I named it Eartha. So this one definitely takes a cake for number 3. So number 2 on my list is going to have to be the famous Jerry. Now, some of you guys know him as Super Jerry, but I don't remember what I did with his cape because when we retired D&E reptiles from the public breeding, I put his cape in a very safe spot, and obviously it's too safe for me to remember where it is. Now, the story behind Jerry is I was at the Taylor, Michigan Reptile Expo, set up as a vendor selling animals, and this lady came around with Jerry and tried selling it to me, but I felt he was a little more pricey than what I wanted to spend on him because, I mean, he is a beautiful gecko, don't get me wrong, but it really wasn't going to fit in my breeding project very well. So the lady went around the whole show, tried to sell the animal to other people. Nobody wanted it. And she came back and accepted my lowball offer, and Jerry became mine. And at the show, I'm actually looking at him, holding him, and he actually only has one hemipene. So right off the bat, I'm like, all right, well, this is not going to really work for a breeder. But Jerry was such a cool mascot during that show, being held by other people and just being super chill. And he would sit on my shoulder or my hat and just stay there like the whole show. And I'd be passing him around, and he just loved it. He loved the attention. If you go through the videos on my page here, there's videos of him riding a T-Rex with his superhero cape on through a show. I mean, I used to have so much fun filming him, showing him off, and he still is with me and will never go anywhere. He is Super Jerry, taking up spot number 2 on my list, and he truly is one of the coolest crested geckos, personality-wise, that I have ever worked with. All right, coming in first place is going to have to be my old man here, Shag. Shag has been with me almost since the very beginning. He was one of the very first snakes I ever purchased on my own. He is a coastal carpet python. I remember when he was still young and probably around a couple years old, I gave him a jumbo rat, way too big for him. Shouldn't have done it. Don't do it, guys. But he actually took it down and held it down and then just gave me one gnarly present that was just way too big for him to poop out. Ooh. Just remembering that was just gross. But anyways, that is part of the course of having animals that are close to this size or even bigger. Because, man, they can lay some gnarly ones. But I remember walking around the Indy 500 with him, showing him off to people. I know we've done educational seminars together. We've gone to schools and birthday parties. He's just been a fantastic animal, and I couldn't be any happier. He is the reason that made me fall in love with carpet pythons in the very beginning. I love how active they are, but how gentle they are, how big they are, but also very manageable. You're not going to sit there and be overwhelmed by a full-grown carpet python. I mean, unless they're kind of have an attitude, which you got to work with them. And once you work with them and they grow up with you, you can have an animal like this. I've had him between 11 or 13 years. Honestly, I can't remember what year I got him, but he has always been just one of my favorite pets, and I just adore him. So Shag definitely takes first place for me. Alright guys, so that wraps up my top 5 favorite animals in the reptile room. I know I picked 3 for the number 5 spot with the Pac-Man Frogs, forgive me. But if you guys really enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, comment down below, let me know what the next top 5 favorite list you would like me to do. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.